Welcome, WolfTheWolfettes, to the beautiful season, A Letter to the Future on the PlayStation 5. And I hope you guys and girls are having an absolutely fantastic day. Now, in the previous video, we finished exploring our hometown of Cairo, and then we jumped on our bike, and our main character left her hometown for the very first time in her entire life. So we did arrive at this little area where we found a bunch of letters and a bunch of postcards, and we learned about a war that apparently recently came to an end. And I think we've also learned about something to do with floods, and I don't know if that's going to be insinuating the changing of the season that we've been hearing about, because apparently the changing of the season is supposed to be some sort of catastrophe, and now we've started hearing about floods. So I don't know if floods are going to be the thing that's going to come along, wash everything away. So that's why our main character wants to head out and fill up her journal with everybody's stories around this area, because eventually this area won't be here no more because of a flood. I'm just guessing. I might be talking absolute rubbish right now, but that's what I'm thinking. But we're going to jump on our bike now, and we're going to continue our adventure, and we are going to continue documenting this world. This is a very, very clever game, actually, when I think about it. Like, you could have a game just like this, and instead you play the role as, like, I guess someone like David Attenborough, or just somebody that heads out, or like a BBC film crew, and then you just head out into the wilderness, and it's your job to document animals and catch their behaviours and stuff like that, which could be very clever. It would be a game where you have to be very patient for them to make it realistic, but just have your main character like hide in a bush for a while, just waiting for a certain species of animal to come along, and you might have to wait for a few maybe a few hours in real time, you know. I think that would be amazing. Man, I would play that. I'm not sure if I'd play it on YouTube. Actually, I probably would live stream that kind of game. Yeah, I do love riding my bike around in this game though. It's so satisfying. Feels a bit like Grand Theft Auto, another game I love riding a bicycle in.
I cycled through landscapes, seeing them for the first and last time. I had no idea when I left my home how the season would end, or more importantly, how soon.
Well, I'm thinking that the season is going to end with a flood, but I might be wrong, dear, so don't be listening to me.
On a cold, damp day, I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me.
To be honest with you, I don't think the world is actually that big. When you think about how you can get to so many different areas by plane and how long it takes to get to each area, you can get to basically anywhere on this planet on a plane in less than 24 hours. I think you could probably circle the whole planet in less than 24 hours, couldn't you? I reckon. I mean, going to America, that's like, what, 8 hours or something, depending on what part of America you go to, maybe 9 hours. I think Australia's about 12 hours maybe, or something like that. But yeah, you could get to anywhere on this planet in less than a day. You know, so that just to me, that means the planet's very small. Obviously planes, you know, are not supposed to even exist, but even if you was to walk, you know, I mean, you could probably walk around the entire planet, and then if you had a boat for the ocean sections, I reckon you could get around the planet in a year maybe, as long as you know you're going straight ahead. Yeah, I don't feel like Earth really is that big, to be honest. I feel like it's relatively small. Now, if you lived on something like Jupiter, oh yeah, then that's big. If Jupiter was inhabitable and it was basically like a giant Earth, then yeah, that would be a problem. Getting a plane to certain areas would probably take about a week. I think there's going to be an interview that comes up soon, because that's the bit I got up to off camera. But when the interview happens, I think we're talking to the elder back in Cairo. I think she's having like a flashback. But that bit does go on for a very long time, and I don't really know if it's relevant to the game at all. So I'm going to have to really listen to everything the elder says. Because I feel like when I was listening to her speak off camera, I wasn't really taking in any of the information that she gave me. So I feel like I might have missed something important when I spoke to her. Because at the end of this like 15-minute conversation, I was just like So what was the point in that? It's probably just me being stupid. I thought I might change the season by changing the landscape. Cut these down like trees, but that's not how a season changes.
This person wanted the season to change. Why?
Well, if we're talking about normal seasons like winter, spring, summer and autumn, then you could easily want a season to change. If you're having a really bad period in your life and it just so happens to be like the autumn time, then you might want the season to change, because then you might feel like, you know, maybe it'll just bring you a bit of good luck or something. Should I take a picture of that? What is that? Is that a fallen over wind turbine? Yeah, it's a snapped wind turbine, ain't it? No idea if that was worth my time, but I did it anyway. Oh, also, if you're out in the wilderness and you leave your bike behind for some reason, or you manage to lose it, if you press options, you can retrieve your bicycle, just in case you're wondering, because it can be pretty helpful, especially if you get lost in a section and you just keep walking and walking and walking, following some sort of story, then you might end up losing your bike somehow. So nice little feature to have. Also, you can ring your bell. I don't know if I've done that before, but listen. Lovely. Such an iconic sound, ain't it? When you hear that noise, you know to get out of the way. But you never want to have a bell like that on your bike if you're an adult. Maybe if you're a lady, but for a bloke, it feels a bit weird having a bell like that on your bike if you're a bloke. Unless you're an old man. You know, if you're an old man, it's fine. But being like a young bloke in your 20s, 30s and 40s and that, people give you a look. I just say excuse me, or I just drive around them. I hope I ain't going past anything. Oh no. Every line is dead. Every wire is cut. I hate this season. Maybe this is referring to the war. Yeah, maybe this is referring to the war.
They wanted the season to change because they were so alone.
Possibly. Can I take a picture of it? Or at least we're at... Oh, lovely. At least we're at the rain now, and we've got some sort of... I was going to say, I thought this was like a homeless person's camp, but it looks like just a bunch of rubbish left under it. A bunch of traffic cones, probably where a bunch of chavs would hang out. Probably made by a bunch of chavs. This is the kind of thing that chavs do. Is that a music box? Oh, nice. We're going to have to record this, aren't we?
One melody is like me out here alone. I can't really live like this.
There's nothing wrong with being alone.
I have a feeling they use these music boxes to fall asleep.
Oh, there's another one there. One voice, one tune, alone in the wilderness, can't last long. Two voices, a melody and a harmony is enough to survive a little while. Three voices, a community, a song, can last a whole season. Now, so maybe they're using the music boxes so they don't feel so alone. Because I suppose it does block out the silence. Like when people are at home on their own, they put on the TV just to have other voices around, don't they? Even though it's wasting electricity and they're not even watching it. Yeah, I think my nan does that a lot. I think all old people do it.
They kept themselves company with music.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Two voices is like me and my mom. We can survive, but eventually you need more.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You only need like one. You don't even need anybody, but one person is more than enough. I always record for 10 seconds. I don't know why, I just do. You don't need to.
Three voices is complex as life is supposed to be. I could listen forever.
Lovely. We can put all of these into our journal now. Lovely. Some more magical ink that allows you to press play on pictures. I just wish this was real. It'd be so amazing. Imagine being able to buy this for your kids, where they could like draw something and then somehow put some sort of song into it, and then you just tap the lead or the felt tip pen ink, and it would play a tune. That'd be beautiful. I'm sure the kids would be annoying as hell with it, but I think it'd be great.
Time seems to pass differently around here. I feel so heavy and so light at the same time. I'm not really alone. I'm with myself. I'm with the earth.
Yep, and all of the wildlife. I guarantee you there's a ton of wildlife. I mean, we've already seen 3 goats, so even then you're not alone because you've got the goats. Let's just get rid of all these notifications. Oh, let's put some of these raindrops here. Let everybody know when they read this journal that it was bloody raining as always. Oh. 1 second. Almost forgot my bike. We do not want to be leaving our bike behind. I hope you've got a puncture repair kit inside that satchel of yours, love, because I've rode a bike for many years of my life, and the amount of punches you get just on nothing, your bike just bursts its own wheel for some reason, is crazy. And with the journey you're going on, you're going to need a few puncture repair kits. You can get them from Halfords, pretty damn cheap. Well, I haven't rode my bikes in God knows what year, but back in those days, puncture repair kits were cheap. I'm sure they cost like £30 now or some shit. Also, I get another game, because I said in the part 1 that this feels like Lake and Firewatch. Also another one, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. This feels a lot more like that actually, because that was a game where everything was beautiful and you were trying to work out what the hell was going on and what had happened, you know. This one makes a bit more sense. Everyone's Gone to the Rapture made no sense. It was like something to do with aliens or something, God knows. Man, okay, I deleted the whole playthrough because the way that the copyright I was getting for the music was ridiculous, and also the developers annoyed the hell out of me with some of the shit they were saying on Twitter. Can't even remember what it was, so I probably deleted that playthrough for no reason.
Looks like they made it out of here. But what is this group?
Well, I don't know who that group is actually. I think I'm about to find out off camera though. I'm probably going to end up playing this a little bit blind today actually. Not this video, but the next video. I think that might be a little bit blind possibly. Probably could have done a whole playthrough blind to be honest. Not like it's a difficult game.
In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home. The elder told me the story of her life. I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
Yeah, this bit goes on for a while. I need to pay attention
Let's
to
set
this.
the scene for the listener.
Let's set the scene for the listener, okay? Yeah, you do that. And make sure I pay attention. If it doesn't seem like I'm paying attention, Elder, slap me round the face. Because I feel like I completely ignored you when I did this off camera.
Whoever that might be.
Someone in the future.
This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, fantasies, visions. Like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down.
Nope, not if you're going to tell me a story right now and we're going to put it in our journal. Then your entire library will be in the books, so everybody will be able to continue listening to it.
But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers, but I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there.
Oh no, it's going to be bloody depressing, ain't it? Do you have any other advice for my trip?
It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it. But as long as you're there to witness it, to take it down in your journal, you and others to come will someday take the time to make sense of it all.
That's some good advice, that is. What's your real name? That's probably pretty good, pretty useful information. How did you become the elder? What's your real name?
Francis Kale, if you must know.
Kale. That is a horrible food. Anyone tried kale before? It tastes like a stinging nettle.
You can call me Frank. Or Elder.
We'll call you Elder.
Or the Elder. Or Elder Frank. You know, whatever. I don't care.
Where were you born?
I was born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship. The short-lived but glorious watery republics. Floating cities. Most won their independence by the time I was born.
Yeah, I think one thing she does talk about is apparently the cruise ships where a bunch of people were like, you know, setting up their own, sort of like Waterworld, that film, Waterworld, but it was like the cruise ships were like their own little flipping countries floating around trying to keep away from whatever war was going on, you know. I think that's what she talks about with these ships.
How can I describe them? They were a jewel of the golden season. Pleasure boats with a radical political program. How nice. The golden age was a time of flags, logos, mottos, mastheads. My mom taught me to read them. She was the ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer. Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy.
Where did your family come from?
My grandparents played with the past. They changed it like we change our wardrobe. So it was a different answer every time. But they often said we were exiles of some kind. Exiled royalty from a secret lineage. Blood that glows in the dark.
It's like the royal family.
Or we're exiled from the mouth of some great leviathan. When they were older, they just said, we're from here. We're from right now.
What was it like growing up there? What, on a ship? Well, if she's got seasickness, it was probably awful.
I loved the way the ship would tilt and roll with the waves.
Oh, no thanks.
Especially as I fell asleep. It was so comforting. Picture me as a kid in bed, feeling the swaying of the ship. It was like being rocked to sleep as a baby. I loved exploring the ship too. Wandering through the suites, the swimming pool, the game rooms, and oh, there were 2 dance halls.
Bloody hell, must have been a posh cruise ship.
A large, elegant one and another one in the basement. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, my first kiss, and so forth.
you dirty old lady. When did you leave the ship?
Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war.
Nah, yeah, this must be what I heard then.
That was the end of the watery republics. I heard the dance hall in the basement became a weapons cache.
Well, that sucks.
Took me half my life to say goodbye to the world I knew in my youth. Imagine me and my parents and everyone I knew being escorted off the ship by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of my room. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out. But they knew, I guess.
What did you think was happening? Was that the end of a season? Yeah, I get that's what I've been thinking. Like, it just feels like when they talk about seasons in this game, they're talking about the end of a part of your life or the end of that generation or something like that, and not necessarily like the end of an actual season. Just the end of a event of your life or a part of your life, something like that.
Yes, the start of the war was a turning of seasons. And we had been warned this season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning. You see, one night, along a coastline, we saw beautiful lights shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient warning system. It hadn't been used in so long, we didn't know what it meant. We just thought, well, ain't that pretty? We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds.
What's the prismatic grounds? That's not really important, to be honest, not for a journal. Well, I suppose it could be, if that place don't exist no more. How did you feel? That's the important question.
I thought it was all temporary. I couldn't see how things would return to normal. But I was sure they would. Aside from that delusion, I was okay.
It's not delusion, you never know. It's just wishful thinking, ain't it? You don't know if you're going to end up back on that boat that you enjoyed. You might do. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on.
Nah, let's keep going. Come on. We need to hear your whole story. Both because, you know, it's good to talk about bad shit, makes you feel better, and also, I need it for my journal. Let's keep going.
Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse. My mom got lost in thought for long periods of time. She'd be completely still for hours, days even. We realized she caught, well, now we call it time misperception disorder.
Is this a real thing? I feel like this is an actual real thing, ain't it? I should just Google it right now, but I think this is an actual real thing.
It's when you lose your ability to tell how much time is passing. A minute can feel like an hour. A day can pass in 10 seconds.
How did she catch it? It's not a thing you catch, is it? I don't think it's just a thing that just happens. You know, like you don't catch like Alzheimer's or dementia. You just get it. How did it make her feel? Well, it depends if she knows she has it.
What's so hard is the feeling of absolute loneliness. Normally, we're all at least roughly in the same flow of time. But with this disorder, you walk alone, truly. We heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his name was Dr. Fumio, and he traveled with his son Lucio. People talked about him like he was a god.
Well, I don't know if I'm looking at that statue wrong, but judging by that statue, Dr. Fumio is wearing a blindfold, so he probably didn't do much good travelling, did he? He was probably walking into a wall for about 30 minutes every day. What happened when you found them?
I described my mom's condition to Dr. Fumio. He said there was no cure yet, but there was a village high in the mountains. He thought it was high enough he'd have a better chance at treatment.
Why? Why would being high? Why would being high make you feel better? That's funny.
Lower places are more dangerous. Valleys are the worst.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We're in a valley at the moment, the place that we're currently exploring.
He invited me to join them in going to the village. But I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me.
Well, did you? What happened next?
I packed my things and got ready to leave the next morning. That night, my mom came to me in a dream. She was standing in a field of flowers. I'd grown since I last saw her. We were the same height. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me well. I knew the meaning of the gesture. I knew no matter what I did, I'd never see my parents again.
I thought you were going to bring... I thought the point of coming up here with Dr. Fumio was to help your mum feel better. Why don't you bring your mum with you?
In the morning, I told Dr. Fumio I would follow him to Karo village.
So you just left your parents behind then?
The next few weeks were very physically tiring, hiking, climbing. And when we found the village, building, planting, cleaning, Fumio brought sick people from all over the world, and they got better. The treatments worked. Everyone was healing. So why couldn't I?
Because you just abandoned your mum and you were supposed to bring your mum here so that she could feel better? I thought that was the point of coming here.
One day, we got word the war was over. We never found out how it ended. It was like peace just swept over the earth in a split second. There was a party in the plaza to celebrate the end of the war, but I couldn't bring myself to go. Yes, it was over, but it had taken my home, my family. That night, as I was falling asleep, I felt the bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom on the ship, as if I was back in my mother's arms, being rocked gently to sleep. I knew I was finally home, and nothing could hurt me.
That's nice. That was a pretty sad story. I don't understand the bit with her mum though, that makes no sense. Maybe she just couldn't make the journey because of her condition. I'm guessing it's probably that.
I imagine coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in.
Teng Valley. Yeah, I think this is going to be the place that we're going to be spending quite a lot of time. I don't know if we're going to be spending like the rest of the game here, but this is like a very large area with lots of different areas to explore, and in each area that you explore, you can you know, fill in your journal page with a bunch of information if you meet any characters there, or just, you know, random documents you find and stuff like that. Lovely jubbly. Okay. I think we better be careful on this road. It's looking a little bit ancient, so there might be a couple of potholes. You don't want to go into a pothole at this speed on a bicycle or on a motorbike, because you are fucked, mate. You're going to go flying. Oh man, I'm going to size this dam. God damn. I'll tell you what, feeling the texture of this road on my DualSense controller is very nice. Very satisfying. Nobody has taken advantage of the DualSense controller like Team Asobi or also Housemark with Returnal and Astro's Playroom. Need to have some more features with this bad boy. Oh, Demon Souls was good as well. A gift from the Prismatic Grounds. The Electric Peace Project, year of 515.
We never used this kind of technology in my village. Nobody trusted it.
I don't think you had the capabilities of building a dam. I don't know what, and you wouldn't need to build a dam in your village anyway. You're in the bloody mountains. Why are you going to need a dam? Unless for some reason there's a humongous lake on the top of the mountain that you need to stop water coming out of. I don't trust any of these dams. You've got one all the way in like Norway or Denmark, ain't it, that like blocks a ton of water from like somewhere, ain't there? And if that was to like break, I think that would like fuck up a lot of stuff, wouldn't it? I could be lying about that, but I think there is. I can't trust anything made by humans. Like when it's like risky, like aeroplanes and things like that, where I know there's a huge risk. Obviously, I could trust like a PS5 made by humans because it's not going to kill me, is it? You know, like, what's it going to do? Come to life and attack me like a bloody T-1000? I don't think so. But other things I'm a bit iffy with, you know. Same with like medicine and stuff like that. When I have like surgery and stuff, I'm always a little bit iffy. I have to trust that doctor. Like at the moment, I'll quickly mention it. I've got a hernia. I've had it since probably either between 2012 or 2018. But 2018 is where I first noticed it, and it's right like down in the groin area. There's a hurt of that, and it's getting worse and worse, and it's causing a lot of pain. And especially since I started the weightlifting in 2019, when I do my ab exercises, that affects my hernia the most. And it is getting to a point where it is causing a lot of pain regularly, so I may have to have it sorted. And I don't trust surgeons to have scalpels and other shit, because they basically like push, I think it's like a piece of intestine poking through, and they push it back in and they like sew up the muscle wall so that everything's back in place, so there's no bulge and there's no pain anymore. Because if I pull my trousers down, well, I don't even have to pull my trousers down, I've got a massive like lump. And I don't trust surgeons with scalpels near my cock. It's as simple as that. I don't trust them. What if they sneeze halfway through the surgery and they just go whoops, and then I become a woman? You know, I don't trust them. And also the amount of time you have to wait for an appointment by the NHS, I just feel like it's pointless. And if I go private, then I have to spend huge money on surgery. So it's, yeah, I don't know, WolfTheWolf. It's just me venting. But it's not like a strangulated hernia or anything like that where you have to get like immediate medical attention. But it's painful at the moment. It's been every day for the last like 5 days, and I've never had that. So yeah, it's probably getting to the point where I have to go and do it. Problem is though, after surgery I can't lift weights for 6 weeks at least, so that's also going to affect me massively.
Oh.
He's got the same symbol on his head that we saw earlier. Yeah. I'm guessing they're the Greyhounds. I've not done this bit.
Valley. 1 second.
Must be a car, but it looks weird. I haven't seen one like this in my books.
I'm sure you've...
Is that a shorturl fob? Yeah, what are they called?
I've got no idea what you're talking about, and you just jump scared me, you git.
What is it?
Why do you just keep shrugging? Speak! Use your words! What's a TR-13? That's a camera, innit?
I love old gear like that. It's getting more and more rare. I had a camera, but it broke.
Well, that's sad.
Not that interesting of a story, I guess.
Ah, thanks for letting me know, mate. I'm going to put it down in my journal.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to observe and record the world. I'm here to experience the moment. I'm here to meet people. No, I'm here to record the world.
The whole thing, huh?
Yes.
You're young. You got time.
Yes. And as I said, it takes about 24 hours to get to anywhere on this planet by plane, so you're fine, providing that a plane goes there.
What kind of stuff are you recording?
Everything. Whatever catches my interest. Yeah, it basically is that. That's what it's been this whole game. I see something random and then I click on it, or I take a picture of it. Why'd you keep shrugging?
That's the way to do it, if you ask me. If anyone asked me, I mean, the valley would be a good place to use those tools. Too bad it's closed down. Let me finish up here, huh?
Okay. Just don't flipping pop up and jump scare me again. Just take a picture of that sign.
What will happen when we do as instructed and gather around this fake person?
Hey.
What's this guy's problem? What's your problem, mate? Stop doing it.
This was like a second home for a while. That was fun earlier when you showed up. And I was carrying the cardboard man. You were like, who are these guys? I've been pretty bored here. You know, the valley's gonna be flooded soon. That's why nobody can go in there.
Ah. Well, there you go. Something involving a flood. Maybe I was on the right track then.
The dam is falling apart.
When is it coming down? What's wrong with the dam?
It's too old. There's nobody left who knows how to repair it. We're taking it down so we'll know when it'll collapse. It gives us time to evacuate everyone.
Who is we?
Greyhounds. We're a community organization.
Oh, if you were the Greybeards, then you would have voices that you could use that would be very powerful, and you could just use your thumb to take down the dam. Let's see if you guys and girls know what that's a reference to. You should do if you're a bloody gamer.
We do all kinds of fun stuff. Health clinics, mine sweeping, daycare, evacuations, weddings.
Weddings is a bit random.
We're new.
What is Greyhound supposed to mean?
It was supposed to be because we're helpful yet neutral.
Ah.
We took a vote and decided to change the name, though. We want something more friendly sounding. I'm excited to find out what it will be. We're trying to get new things going. But it's hard. The past really has a tight grip on people. Doesn't feel like a fair fight. So we're trying to, well, anyway.
So many awkward silences. As you usually don't say much either. You're making it worse.
It's funny. I stood guard here for a week. And I've only seen greyhounds like myself. And valley people on their way out. But now I see you, and you're like a new element or something.
I think he might be flirting with you.
I've never met anyone doing what you're doing.
Hey, he's definitely flirting with you.
And we greyhounds gotta support new things.
Yeah, he wants you. Yeah.
So, I'm not supposed to let anyone in. How can I? Jeez. I think you should go down into the valley and take a look. Gotta try something here. Dang it. I was trying to wink.
Oh, you. Oh, fucking hell, for fuck's sake. Oh, this guy. This bloody guy.
Well, you get the idea. Go on and put that old gear to use. You can take my map of the valley, too. I don't need it anymore.
Well, you have a
I'll be
splendid...
down to pick everyone up around midnight. See you then.
Oh, you have a splendid day, mate. Absolute legend. Make sure you practice your winking though, because if you ever walk up to any ladies and just do this, it's going to be a bit awkward.
I met a greyhound. He let me into the valley. I think he wanted me to record what the greyhounds were up to.
Well, he wanted you to do whatever you wanted to do.
And he gave me a map.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This whole area we can explore. Yeah, I must have got to this bit then. I must have I think I must have seen a map on a billboard or something then. Yeah, because I didn't speak to this guy off camera. I don't bloody know.
The assembly point seemed like a good place to start.
Okay, and obviously we're at the valley entrance at the moment. Using this map, I don't think they put an icon of you on here, so I think you just have to look at the map and sort of guess where you are. Pay attention to the shape of the roads, I suppose.
I wonder what he expects me to discover in the valley.
Well, we shall find out next time, because I need to end the video now. So yeah, thanks for watching, Wolfettes. Hopefully you've enjoyed this third episode of Season A Letter to the Future. And yeah, like, share, and join the pack today.